as we have Sacramento State taking on the Aggies. Up next.
Now, if I have things correct, because USD lost that game, they sit at 1-1-1. A Davis victory over Sacramento State would place them in that same record. The teams tied each other, so we may come down to tries scored and points scored differentials. So this game is everything to play for this Davis top side. We saw them do so many things right earlier in the day in their previous matches. However, they did fall short of that Cal side. But plenty of lessons to learn and adjustments to be made. Here we go. So the Aggies up in the air. Sacramento State kicking off, and UC Davis coming away without possession. Sacramento State on the attack. The ball bobbled into contact, so we're going to have a scrum to Davis. So Davis, again, going to be looking for their first win of the day, but it would be the win that would put them in.
We had a chance to catch up with Coach Seifert, the head coach for Sacramento State, talking about what his team was doing earlier in the match. They kind of got off their pattern. He gave them a little talking to around composure and discipline and what we're trying to do as a squad. So hopefully in this match they show a little composure in their defensive play and, you know, find something on offense and play a pattern that they've been used to playing at training.
So keep an eye on the Aggies. Number 11, Will Bradford. He has been such a threat with speed, but look at this. Another threat around the outside is Jacob Hyman. Taken down by Sac State. Davis resetting their platform steep here on their offensive set. And leading the ball into space, allowing these runners to charge on and move forward. And we talked about it in the game earlier. When we see this north-south running, we know contact is coming. Davis. Working again, sideline to sideline. See the shimmy and the shake from Will Bradford. Sacramento State comes up to meet him, taking away defensive space, but this time from the side. So a penalty to Davis. See Bradford with the ball in hand. Takes the tap, and Davis redistributing. Again, using these strike runners, trying to probe in the middle of the field. Sacramento State meeting them each time on defense, and this time a penalty is going to go their way. So Sacramento State going to have ball in hand and an opportunity just across midfield. And a reversal of the call here. It looks like a minute on the field. One of the Davis players indicating perhaps a knock to the head. So substitute coming on in the form of number 18, Nathan Alucci.
And good composure by UC Davis right now. The squad is playing composed rugby, and Sacramento State, some ill discipline coming in from the side 2 times here early on in this match. Definitely not something they want to make a habit of. And as we have the UC Davis player coming off, he's shaking up on that play a little bit. Tons of great physio staff here for all these programs, taking care of these college athletes. And a nice break.
So it's Bradford again getting things started here. Davis on attack, getting the good go forward. An offload into the hands of number 6, Yutaro Sugiyama. Bradford slotting in at scrum half. The distribution pass, 2 passes away, and here we go on attack. Davis towards the outside. Again, Jacob Hyman. He is taken down. Sacramento State physical at the contest. And Sacramento State looks to have turned over the ball. We see Davis realigning flat on defense. The kick off the boot of Sacramento State. No sweeper back for Davis, so a bit of a foot race. Will Bradford with the chase by the Aggies. Sacramento State, I think that's number 6, Malachi Coughlin.
It's just sitting up back there. What a race. Fitness, boys, fitness.
So now Davis skipping their way downfield again, realigning and resetting all of these players towards the far side of the field. We talk about letting the ball do the work. Would love to see some wide redistributing passes, but these teams love this go forward. Sacramento State goes forward, taking the tap, gets the offload from the ground. Davis in for the double tackle. His knees are down. And quickly redistributing the ball. Sacramento State with numbers here to the near sideline. Sacramento State, and what a tackle made by Davis. However,
oh, wow.
The ball carrier not held, and Sacramento State on the go. Sacramento State doing the work and getting the try down. Alejandro Fisher in the number 2 jersey. So Sacramento State finding some flow off from the early penalty, some continuity play. And it is Sac State in for the first try of the game.
Oh, beautiful stuff from Sac State. We got Trevion Darden on the outside. He gets the ball one-on-one with about 15 meters of space on the outside, just decides to collide with his opposite defender. Not a lot of shimmy and shake around the corner. I think he might be a football convert, or no, he's a former D1. No, excuse me, policeman, military, power lifter. That's it right there. Excuse me, hard to read these tiny margins in these player stats, but taking a look at it here, great pin and pass, and there's the outside. He just straight over the top, powerful man, and look at this, hook shot over the shoulder. A nice support there from number 2, and a great job getting over the edge for Sac State.
I'll tell you what, if I'm defending against some of these bigger players, I'm starting to look at some chop tackles and coming in from the side. We've seen a lot of these head-on collisions, and that's exactly what can happen. Still getting run over. But if we're looking to try to turn over the ball and stop the flow of play, like, let's start looking at these chop tackles instead.
You see Trevion Darden from Sac State, and then you Michael Ramos from last match in USD, and that's a collision we're seeing.
We can have an all North-South team this tournament, Colin.
North-South rugby, some guys love it.
So now it is Davis looking to counter, and Davis breaking through the line. It was Bradford getting the ball out to number 15, Max Schoenberger, and Max Schoenberger under the post. So a quick response from the Aggies. Davis showing the skills that they have from 7's, setting up quite the launch on attack with the Aggies offense.
Yeah, it was a great heads-up play by Schoenberger. I mean, the senior just coming through, quick, tight, succinct move. Offsetting his defender a little bit, finding a gap and just darting through. That's what you want from your seniors, to go ahead and impose their will on the game and make something happen.
He makes it happen with the conversion. So UC Davis with a quick answer, leading 7-5 inside of a minute to go in the first half of action.
Taking a look at it here, the ball gets out for the Aggies. Bradford gets the ball outside. Here's a little quick step. Making a move at full pace is so dangerous, offsetting the defenders. If they get sat in their defensive line, just that quick little change of direction, and you're in a half gap and straight through the sticks. Great job by UC Davis.
Schoenberger with the kickoff, a mid-distance. And Sac State with a nifty offload from the ground. There is your man in the number 12 jersey, Trevion Darden. Ball turned over, and it is Davis on attack again. Davis looking to stretch the Sacramento State side. They've got numbers 4 to this near side of the field. It's going to be a 4-on-2 if they can just move the ball and convert. A 2-on-1, a 2-on-1 again. He cuts back inside. Sacramento State flooding on defense. Now looking for the jackal. Realizing the counter ruck is not on, zeroing out and resetting their defensive wall. Schoenberger just floats the ball into space, and Davis fighting for every meter downfield. Davis, again, numbers towards the near sideline. We see our defenders' hips turned towards the outside. The buddy tackle. And a delayed counter ruck. It's going to be a penalty to Davis, diving over.
Just an unnecessary penalty there. Maybe a little bit of, just trying too hard at the moment. It's better shape from Sac State on defense. They're still rushing up in areas where they shouldn't be rushing up. You just see a little bit of frantic defense, and there you have it, a yellow card from Sacramento State. Ill discipline happening for him, and UC Davis looking to take advantage of the man advantage.
So again, time up in this first half. Davis trying to keep the ball alive and extend their lead, and it looks like they do. So going up 7 men against 6 and doing it all to go into halftime, extending their lead 12-5 off the quick penalty play. We're going to have a minute on the field. A player is down from the Aggie side.
Hopefully get some attention there, but take another look at that quick tap penalty and just coming back to the source of possession. And a lot of players on that outside. Nice job spin moving out of that tackle. Sacramento State falling off those one-on-one tackles too often. UC Davis is doing a great job of keeping their legs moving through and getting a try for their efforts.
So Davis does indeed extend their lead going into halftime with the lead. They'll start the second half still up 1 man, 7-on-6 due to the yellow card. A lot of contest around the contact area, a lot of green space for these teams to run to. We know that Davis has the speed. If I am their head coach, Andy Malpass, I am looking at playing a little bit of space and not such a physical impact game going into the second half.
Yeah, you've got Steve Seifert on the TV right now in front of you, probably telling his team, hey, you know, maintain your splits, use the space. You know, you got guys on the outside, make sure you go ahead and run to space, not at players. We like to go ahead and say, hey, don't run at tree trunks, run at tree limbs. So don't run at the midsection of the body, but run at the arms on the outside. And, you know, it's an evasion sport at the end of the day, too. And you've got to make sure you maintain your width, maintain your space. On defense, breathe a little bit. And inside guys, you don't need to shoot up so quickly and leaving the rest of the team behind. Stay together. And that's what this team's trying to build on. They compete in the AA competition. They're popping up here to get some exposure for some of their younger players. A lot of players first time out on the pitch. And UC Davis doing a great job of showing the rugby prowess of a program like theirs. A lot of great players late in the day showing some great effort. And I'm telling you, it's tough showing up game after game and putting in the effort like these guys are doing.
We'll look to Davis to continue their form from the first half, really running their offense through number 15, Max Schoenberger, one of several seniors on this Davis team. This is, again, their more experienced side, counting about 10 juniors and seniors, a lot of upperclassmen, 2 young sophomores. And we'll keep an eye out for that speed towards the outside. So while we do see Will Bradford off the pitch, we have seen equal speed from Jacob Hyman in the number 12 jersey. And here we go. Schoenberger again with the kick deep into Sac State territory. And it bounces out to touch. So another unforced error, Sacramento State. An opportunity with possession in the middle of the field and an opportunity to eat up some more of this yellow card clock and get back to full strength.
Now here's Sacramento State, a great attacking opportunity at midfield. They've got to go ahead and set up in their pattern. We've got play caller, and look at that. Nice little point and show and go, and he's through a gap. Does he have the gas? Look at that. Brilliant a play by the number 8, Gavin Smith. I mean, that's kind of what you want, right?
Yeah, fantastic counter. So opening the second half not only with a try, but getting the quick try off of the transition play, taking the most of the opportunities here with Davis with the miscue on the kickoff. Looks like the conversion attempt falls short, so we'll go back. And that young man from Sacramento State has just been an absolute physical presence all game long.
It's almost like he was pointing at the gap that he was going to run through. A bit of Babe Ruth of rugby. Right there, you guys. I'm running right there. The defense shoots up on the outside, leaves that gap. When we talk about the defense staying together, if the outside shoots up, the inside stays behind. It's those little gaps that end up making tries like that happen.
So Sacramento State with the kickoff, aggressive on their defense, sending that number 7 and number 12 moving forward, Marcos Romero and Travion Darden. They buy themselves enough time. It looks like they're going to get their 7th man back onto the field coming on, number 20, Christopher Gamis, his first 7's game. He's again able to blood some new players into the sport of rugby. And now here, Sacramento State with another scrum and another opportunity to check out this first receiver.
That man has the moves out there, the fly-out position. And Sac State doing a great job staying in this pitch. And UC Davis, you know, a very good squad here. Coming back up here and within striking distance, 2 points. This should be a big feather in the cap for Sacramento State if they can come out with a W right now.
So ball quick in and out of the scrum. He was looking towards the weak side, a bit of a miscue at the back, and this is going to buy UC Davis out of a bit of a jam.
Unlucky for Sacramento State. It's one of those moments when you want to play at the top level competition. You've got to go ahead and win your own scrum and launch a primary set piece play. And those are those moments in those games where you have a couple of those through a 7's match, and teams like UC Davis will make you pay for it.
Number 13, Jordan Naumberg with the put-in, one of the veteran players on this Davis team. And here we go again, defensive pressure on the scrum, causing some disruption. Davis able to maintain possession, settling platform with the ruck. Schoenberger.
Oh.
And Davis able to keep the ball alive. Contact heavy on this near sideline. The penalty called on the high contact, the high tackle. It's Davis again on the attack. Look at that stiff arm. Sit down, he says to Sacramento State. Davis keeping the ball alive, and now the change in direction. Sacramento State on their front foot. This is where they have scored their tries. Again, the misconnection on the pass. We're going to have a minute on the field. Referees conferring again. And this time the yellow showed to Sacramento State number 2, Alejandro Fisher. So now it's Davis with the one-man advantage.
Sacramento 2. Yeah, but it's hard to run out there. All right. I just was trying to figure that out.
Davis, he's isolated on this near side, and he's going to cut through the middle and buy himself out of this jam. Look at this. This is, again, Jacob Hyman, the number 12 for UC Davis. He had nowhere to go but towards the try line.
Jacob Hyman getting it done for UC Davis. And just a little bit of individual effort there. Broken defense from Sacramento State. And when you have defenses like that that are fractured, you know, these playmakers like this got to have that moment on attack and just have a bit of a move and back yourself and get through a gap. And that's just rugby 101. Great job by UC Davis extending the scoreline. Take another look. Back out. Right here, stepping back on the inside, the pressure defense, the overcommit, and just an easy move for Hyman to go ahead and step underneath that over pursuit of the defense, especially with the Sacramento State, a man down.
The combination of that step and the speed does it, and now Davis realigns. Schoenberger attempts the deep kick again, looking for any gaps in Sacramento State's defense. This time finds the gap, bouncing the ball to touch. A line out to come. So our referee setting the mark. Seems a bit of confusion in terms of personnel on the field and who's setting up where. UC Davis still leading 19-10 with 3 minutes to go in the second half. So Sacramento State on the throw. Davis sets their player into the 5-meter channel. The requirement when it comes to 7's lineouts. Off the top, Sacramento State on the go. And Davis defense gets the littlest of launches and is able to disrupt. We're gonna have a conference again. The ball bouncing its way into the in goal. The question of if Davis dotted it down first or if Sacramento State may have touched it back. So we see a knock-on indicated and the scrum awarded to UC Davis. Davis going to be about 5 meters from the goal line. And again, realigning and resetting their scrum after multiple substitutions. We do see Schoenberger lined up in the center position. Number 12, Jacob Hyman, another speedster, lining up as the first receiver. So this is a dual threat in the Davis back line. And Sacramento State steals the scrum. Sacramento State now with the opportunity to counter attack, looking to go wide. And it is Davis coming away with the ball, far side of the field, heavy action, lots of contact. A knock on by Sacramento State, going to give UC Davis another scrum. Again, maintaining possession of the ball inside of the Sac State 22.
Sacramento State doing a good job putting pressure and just a little bit too much like take the ball, give it back ball, and that's kind of the shape and discipline that comes with rugby is being able to get out of your own end. What do you got to do to go ahead and do that? You hit a ruck on the outside, you play some phases, you make sure the pass and the placement in contact. UC Davis doing a good job getting the ball back. Only a minute left to play. UC Davis up 19 points to 10. This could do it for Sacramento State.
So they disrupted the last scrum, looking to replicate that magic. Davis with the put in. And the whistle is blown. So we need to reset and resettle these scrums. Again, changes in player personnel. A lot of new players on the pitch when it comes to the Sacramento State side. Players getting reps too in various positions. While it's not the same as a full-size 8-person scrum in the game of 15s, there is still skill when it comes to playing in the forwards in the game of 7s. The ball is in. And again, a contest. Sacramento State turning the ball over. The high pass is there off of the fingertips. Davis is there to scoop it up, and this time they get the try. Pablo Braujos in the number 17 jersey for Sacramento State, getting a final try over the line as time expires. Davis leading 24-10.
And Davis scoring a try the hard way. Turning over the ball and getting over the top, and Sacramento State again, skills letting them down, and UC Davis with the pressure gets the score and a big win over Sacramento State. Taking a look at this here, Davis losing the ball at scrum down. Sac State skills, ball just put over the top, hopping in the hand of the Aggies, and easy walk-in try for UC Davis.
So that will end the game. UC Davis advancing to 1-1-1 on the tournament. So it'll take a little bit of math to see who advances into tomorrow.